All right, guys, happy Tuesday. I'm super excited for this call. I have been wanting to get a whole bunch of people on and really just have them share their whys. So you're not going to hear me talk a whole lot. I will share my why intertwined with them, but you're not going to hear me talk a whole lot today because you know what? I posted on my Facebook today about your whys and how your why is so important. And really, honestly, your why in anything that you do with all that you are, anything that you have a passion about, anything that you want to succeed in, your why is important. You need to be grounded in your why. And it has to be a big why. It has to be something that will carry you through any trial that comes at you. If you get a no, anything that comes at you, you're going to be able to stand firm in your why. And so I posted in the rocking group, kind of joking and kind of not, that I have my tissues ready. I really do, because my why makes me cry. So I know that there are several people on here that their whys are going to make me cry. And honestly, if your why doesn't make you cry, maybe it needs to be a little stronger. I think somebody said that at Super Saturday that we were at. I think it was Aaron. If your why is not, it really doesn't make you cry, you really need to make a stronger why. You need a stronger why. And we're going to help you today. If you don't ever like, Jessica, what is a why? I don't have a why. We're going to help you today get a why. And listening to these ladies tell their why is really going to go, oh, well, that's me too. You're going to be like, that's me too. That's me too. And you're really going to find your why. So we're going to help you find your why. And my goal tonight is for the end of the call, when we're done, that you are excited and that you've written down your why and you've posted it up in front of you and you have that solid foundation and you're ready to rock and roll. So we're going to get started. And okay, cool. So somebody bumped off. We'll be right back. Hi. Can we mute? I don't know who's not muted, but make sure that you're all muted. Let me see. I can mute people too. All right. So Mildred, you're on twice, honey. That's why the noise. I've muted you, but you're on twice. All right, so let's get started. And I want to start. Kristen, you sent me a message and you wanted to go first. And I'm going to say, Rachel, I love you. And your why makes me cry, cry, cry. So you're going to be towards the end, so that I'm not a hot mess like the whole entire time. Yes, that was kind of selfish, but sorry. So we're going to get started. And Kristen, if you'll unmute yourself, and then you're good to go.
Okay, hi everybody. I wanted to start out by saying I started Plexus last. It'll be 2 years in May. I became a customer, and then in July I became an ambassador. Plexus has just given me so much, not only in terms of health and wellness for me, my son, and my daughter, but also financial freedom. Part of my why and my reason for starting Plexus was my family. I wanted to get them healthy. I wanted to shed the last 10 pounds that I just was hanging on, and I couldn't get it off. That I had the hardest time doing that. So I started Plexus. I needed something else, and I said, you know what? A good friend of mine was on, and she added me to her group, and I was like, what is she doing? I said, all right, I'll follow. And I watched, and I watched, and I messaged her, and I said, what are you doing? What's all this about? And she said, oh, good, I'm glad you want to be part of it. And I said, I'll try it for a month. I'm not going to sell it. So Plexus started doing what I needed. It helped me get rid of that last 10 pounds. My kids started on the probiotic. They love it. My kids were seeing less acne, less symptoms for allergies. Brain fog was gone. Things like that. That was the beginning of my journey in May of 2014. About 6 months into my Plexus journey, my son expressed interest in going to a private college preparatory school. My son, who said, I hate school every day, asked me to go to a private school. So this became my new why. Being a single mom, I knew I had to work hard to make this actually happen. So in January of 2015, my son was accepted and started the second half of 9th grade at Christian Brothers Academy in Albany, New York. Loves it, loves school, talks about it all the time. doing really good in academics and sports. He puts the military uniform on and just shines. I mean, I tear up every time he does it. Fast forward now to September of 2015, the company I worked for downsized and I got laid off. So the last thing that was going to happen was I was going to take him out of that school. There was no way I was going to do that. So thanks to Plexus and the financial freedom that I gained from it, he did not have to leave the school. He's still in school. My daughter and I do the fun stuff still, nails, hair, all that fun stuff. And mom is a very successful Plexus ambassador doing what she loves. So me and my two children are very lucky to be part of Plexus, and I couldn't be more grateful to a company and its ambassadors, where I've made so many friends and plan to take my business to the top. That's my why.
I love it. So I forgot to you tell me your name is Kristen. What's your last name, Kristen?
Kristen Q.
And you are a what rank?
Silver ambassador.
Silver. Are you the one who's almost gold?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there? Come on.
Yep, I'm doing it.
You can do it, right, y'all? I love it that you're a single mom. I love it that you're a single mom working your business. And hey, if you're making enough money to do that, you're a pretty good silver ambassador. We need to flip some customers, sounds like. But it just, that's exciting. That's really, really.
I'm excited.
That's really exciting. I lots of single moms that I see that really are getting freedom with Plexus. So that's just amazing. Thank you so much for being on and sharing your why. It was really nice to meet you. Come hug me in Vegas, please.
I will.
Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna and again, if you'll say your names and your ranks, ladies, when it's your turn. I'm sorry, that was my bad. My name is Jessica McCormick. I'm a gold ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I'm really bad about saying who I am because it says Jana Garcia. I'm really not. She's my diamond. I use her account. So let's jump over, and I am going to do. Did Lisa Hinman get on? Lisa. No. Okay. Let's do Cheryl next.
Hello. Cheryl Cuff. I am a review ambassador. I've been with Plexus for a little over 2 years. My why? Well, when I first started, I thought Amy Kosmowski, my sponsor, got hacked. I seriously wrote her and I was like, you have been hacked. Go check your account. I don't know what this pixie dust stuff is that you're posting about. But she came right back. Nope, it's me. So I just kept watching her post, and when I finally saw her weekend for the body walk with her husband and seeing that her and the whole group she was with were eating at these not so good places, we'll say. And then when I saw a post of Rick losing 18 pounds in 15 days or something astronomical like that, and I used to work with Rick, so I know how he eats, I said, tell me more. So Amy talked to me about it. And when I first joined, my why was more self-focused for me. I wanted to lose the weight and I wanted to make money. Since then, a lot has changed. I've learned so much through this business and have grown so much as well that, and you're going to see that your why is going to change consistently. Now, my why is to better myself. I want to be more, and that's what 2016 is all about. It's about being able to be more, whether it is to give my time to volunteer, to be able to donate. I just started reaching out. Actually, I did a post yesterday asking for other pet shelters around. Unfortunately, the one pet shelter that I know of, their volunteer hours are very restricting, and they want you to do it every week. So just reaching out. I have 2 awesome puppies, not long puppies, they're 11, but they are my life. And you see all these posts out there of dogs being neglected and everything, and I just want to get back to the community. I have a group here in Delaware, other teams, and we've kind of combined, and we're going to do some charity work as part of our team meetings as well, gathering stuff for like homeless people or blankets again for pet shelters. It's all about being more, because when you do more or give back, you can't help but feel good. And it kind of sounds selfish, but it's not. It's self-fulfilling. When you help somebody out, you're just going to get that warm and fuzzy inside. So that is part of my why, to be more, better myself, give back to the community now that I can. I always used to get down around the holidays because I wanted to be able to do more for adopt a family or something like that. And the money was just always tight and I couldn't. And now I am feeling some financial relief and I can actually give back more. And it's an incredible feeling. Another why is I have family out in Texas that I really miss seeing so much. And when they came out to visit, get your tissues ready. We just had a great time. It was for 4 days, and I took 2 days off and got to spend with them. And when my cousin left, I just said, I texted him, said, I don't want you to go. And he said really back saying he wanted to back me up and take me home with him. So everybody in the east here, where I live, wants to go to Florida when it's warm. Well, I want to go to Texas when it's warm. And hopefully I can start spending my winters there. And I have a growing Plexus family out in Texas. So, I know I will feel welcome and at home at both spots. So, I just don't get to see them that much. I grew up with them, and they're my family. So, I wouldn't be able to do that. And my cousin sent me, he was driving up Route 1, or not Route 1, but Coastal Highway in California to go see his grandson, and sent me a picture of his drive. And I printed those pictures, and they're on my computer as a reminder of, one of the things I want to do. I want to travel and be able to drive that Coastal Highway and see everybody that I know out in California as well, just to have that freedom to go do what I want when I want. Really tired of having that good old job with the limited vacation time. I want 52 weeks of vacation time.
I love it. I love it. I love that your why is so that you can see family more. Wow.
And you.
And me, come see.
I'll be up there in March, so make sure we get together.
We will, for sure. For sure. I think that a family really touches all of our hearts, and I'm sure you'll hear everybody's going to say something about family, and to be able to travel, it's just priceless. It's just priceless. And so thank you for sharing, Cheryl. Thank you for coming on. I love you. Come see me. I'm family too. Come see me. All right. So let's do Mildred next. Mildred. You have to unmute you. I'm going to unmute you. There you go.
Okay. Can you hear me now? My name is Milton Martinez. I am a Gold Ambassador, and I have been with Plexus for 2 years now. And my first why was to get healthy. For more than 10 years, I lived so unhealthy and so miserable, with lots of pain, with lots of healthy issues. And at some point, I never thought I will find something that will make me feel in the way that Plexus is making me feel. My health changed completely 180 degrees. And when people say I feel sick and I don't know what to do, this is one of my why. My mission is to let them know that yes, there's something that could change that there's something that could make you feel the normal that you were living is not the normal, and that you could feel fantastic and you can feel healthy again if you give the opportunity to Plexus. So that was my first why. And I'm feeling healthy right now. I'm feeling unbelievable. And when people see me, people ask me, "Oh, you look so energetic. You look so beautiful. You look so healthy. What are you doing?" And then I say Plexus. And at the beginning, some of them laugh, like, "Oh, again, Plexus." But then I think back, and I feel like, you don't know how I feel. What you are seeing is how I'm feeling inside, how healed my body is inside. That I always say that is shining through, and that's what you're seeing. And that was my first why, to be healthy and to tell people that you can be this healthy if you decide to try Plexus. Then my second why changed a little bit when, after my first year with Plexus, I decided to start working the business. And I started bringing people to my team with the first goal of getting their products cheaper. And that was the way for them to get the products. And today, that's one of my main why too, because I hate every month seeing people saying, "Oh, I cannot afford my products." And I don't see why not, if you decide to start sharing with other people the wonderful things that Plexus can do for your health, for your weight, for for everything in your body. So that's my second why. One book that I'm reading that is really is about leadership, and I was reading and really made me think about why, and this participation tonight in this forum is like, for your why, you need to be hunger to make it happen. And that made me think a lot, because sometimes we could have a why, but if we're not hunger for it, we're not going to make it happen. And that was one of the things that I wanted to bring today. If you have a why, try to think how hungry you are for that, to achieve that. Other thing that one of my why is, I am Latina, and I know that Plexus is not yet in the Latino community, and our Latino community have so many issues that Plexus can help them. And it's not just the health issues, also the wealth issues. And I think that Plexus could be an excellent tool for all our Latino community to get involved, to get healthy, and to improve their financial. So that's one of my whys. I would like to be that person that drives the Latino community to our company and benefit from that.
I love it. I love it, to bring it to the community. You just want to share it. And I love that you tried it for a year and then you're like, okay, maybe there's something about this business. There may be some of you watching, you're like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm on this call. Somebody told me to be on this call. But here's the truth. There really is something to the business. You're going to hear some whys. You're going to hear some people who are really finding some financial freedom, kind of saving those for the last. Love y'all if you're higher ranked. So, but it really, you're going to find that. You're going to find that financial freedom when you work the business. So they're going to share some of their whys. So I'm super excited about those. So thank you so much, Mildred, for getting on and sharing. She's crazy, by the way, too. Like, we had so much fun at, was it Leaders Retreat? Yeah, she's like good crazy, like fun crazy. So I love you, Mildred. Come say hi to me in Vegas. Super.
I will.
Thank you for being on, and we're going to jump on now over to, I think Lisa Hinman was able to jump on. Lisa, yay!
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I was having technical difficulties.
It's okay.
I could see you guys, but you couldn't see me. I could see everybody. So,
all right. Well, you'll share your name and your rank and how long you've been with Plexus, and then go for it and share your why.
Okay. My name is Lisa Hinman. I am a silver ambassador, and this close to gold. Hoping this month, but if it doesn't happen this month, that's okay. Next month is fine too. And my why, it's changed, and I've added things, and it just changes daily. But basically, I was looking for something. I was actually searching for something that I could work from home. I had been in a couple of other network marketing companies, so I knew how they worked, and I knew that it was something that I wanted so that I could stay home. My third child was going to school in the fall of this year full time. So I knew that I couldn't be at home all day doing nothing while my kids were at school. So I had to contribute financially to our family's income. And I was spoiled. I did not want to go out and get a 9-to-5 job. It just didn't appeal to me. And I saw a friend of mine post on Facebook. I immediately contacted her within a couple of weeks. Super Saturday came around, so I just had my year anniversary Super Saturday weekend. That's when I joined. I went to the opportunity meeting last year on Friday, and I joined at 10 o'clock on Saturday so that I could go to the ambassador meeting, because I knew I wanted to be there. And I was very fortunate. Helen McFadden and Angie Thompson were there, and they were just remarkable. And actually, Helen and I were in the same network marketing company previously. I could just tell with her lingo and all of that. So I'm like, okay, she's onto something. This is awesome. And so I started sharing immediately. I shared with everybody. My mom and my cousin joined, I think, that first weekend, and my mother was able to not have to go on metformin, which is a type 2 diabetic drug. She lost weight. She was able to cut her sugar cravings, and so that's a big part of my why, is my mom. And I want to be able to help people. I honestly had been praying for something to come into my life that I could help people and to find my passion. And I totally found my passion with Plexus. It's just nothing like I've ever have imagined, have ever thought that it could be for me. I mean, it's just changed my life, because literally when my kids did go to school last year, my son, when he would go to kindergarten half day, I would sleep for 2 to 3 hours. I was just exhausted. And if I can help just one other mom not have to feel that, or to be able to stay home with her kids, and then that's what I want to be able to do. And then, another thing is my daughter wants to go to Guatemala again this year. She went the summer of 2014 with her youth group, and she wants to go again this summer. And I want to be able to pay for her to go. I mean, you send out sponsor letters and all of that, but I would love to be able to pay for her to go, as well as another child that wouldn't otherwise be able to go. So I want to be able to bless other people the way that I've been blessed. And I just definitely feel like Plexus is the tool for me to do that. And I just think, your why is important, because you're going to have bad days. That's life. We're human. We're not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to have a bad day. You're going to feel like quitting. So you have to have your why so that you don't quit. And
Absolutely.
and I just keep referring back to that, and I won't quit.
I love it. Did y'all hear? I heard some things there where she was looking for something, and she was on Facebook. She was already scrolling through Facebook, and a lot of us are like, I post too much, or I'm just going to post about the lose weight, but you're not posting the business. You're not posting the health, and you're really missing out on leases. I mean, like, you're missing out on people who could really build this business, and who are praying for this, who are searching for something to where they can have that freedom to be able to stay at home with their kids. And now she wants to be able to give that freedom to others. I mean, come on. I mean, there's no better reason. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I hope and pray that you're able to not only pay, but pay for more than one kid. That is awesome. That's exciting.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on so much. Please come hug me at convention. Come hug me.
I absolutely will.
Okay, yay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, guys. I'm so excited. let's hop over to Andrea. Where are you? Where are you? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Woohoo, look at you.
Yay. Hi, I'm Andrea Drury. I am a Ruby ambassador, and I have been with Plexus for just about 20 months, I think. I was counting on my fingers as people were talking because I couldn't even remember. My why has really, really changed over the course of these almost 2 years. It started out as Plexus being my absolute last ditch effort. I figured I was going to be in my mid-40s. I was going to feel like crap. I was going to be short, kind of stout, and this was just how it was going to be. And then one day, Liza Reef walked into the library. I'm a 7th grade English teacher. And she walked into the library, and I looked at her, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? Because I could tell, like, she was so different than she had been in a really, really long time. So she told me about Plexus, and she told me how Erin O'Keefe had roped her into it and how I should try it. And I said, all right, I don't have any money. My husband had just retired. I say that very loosely, retired from the bar business because my son had just started middle school and he wanted to be home at night. So I was like, Liza, I am scraping pennies together to buy milk. So if I'm going to get myself into this, let's hope it works. So I just bit the bullet and I said, all right, I'll try it. So 2 weeks later, I had lost pounds and inches. I started feeling better. I finally was sleeping, which was enormous because, you know, perimenopause was hitting like a Mack truck. And then I realized that I had shared with 3 people in my school and they had ordered from Liza. And so Liza looked at me and she said, all right, enough is enough. You need to have your own customers. So I pressed join Plexus and I looked at her before I hit the button and I said, I'm really, really nervous about this. This is a lot of money. This is groceries. I don't know. I think, should I do this? She said, absolutely do it. And I clicked it and I set up my Facebook group when I went back to my classroom. And within, I think 3 hours, I had almost 500 PV. And I said, isn't this what everybody does? And she's like, no, this is crazy. So that's how I started out. And I realized that I was sharing the products and it was like I had a blog and I had an audience and I'm loving it. But what I didn't realize was at first, like my why, it was so selfish. It was about myself. It was about losing weight. It was about feeling better. And then as time went on, it started to morph and shift. And it shifted into making sure that everyone else had what they needed. It shifted to being able to be financially free to say, yes, Catherine, my daughter who's 13, yes, you can go to as many horse shows as you want. And yes, you can add another horseback riding lesson in. It went to being able to pay bills and not be sick to my stomach at the end of the summer because I was so worried about how I was going to buy my kids new sneakers. Saying yes to go to the trampoline park on the Saturday, that after school started. So then it morphed into that financial why and getting that financial freedom. But now it's even gone even further because Sarah Marvel says it best when she says that really this business and this company is all a personal development program with a compensation plan. And really what's happened within me as a human being and as a person far supersedes anything else than I could have possibly imagined, be financial, health, anything. When everybody said, I can't believe you're 47, well, I'm 47, but I've always been 25 on the inside. But now it just like exudes out of me and spills out of me because I've learned how to love myself as much as I can love other people. And that all came with my personal development. And that's why I will never stop doing that. That's why my quit level it's 0. And if your quit level is anything higher than that, then you need to rethink your why. And that's why your why is so important, is that it needs to drive you. It needs to make you hungry, like Mildred said. Everybody has said similar things. It needs to push you to the point of when it's low, because it's going to be that way, because it's peaks and valleys, just like marriage. Everything's up and down, up and down. And getting healthy, it's the same way. You have to be able to push yourself through it. And I wouldn't trade this. I wouldn't trade what I've gotten, and I'm forever grateful to Liza, because without her, I wouldn't have had this. But now I want to be somebody else's Liza. I want to do that for them, that they can grow and change and become their best selves. And I hope I can have a role in that. So that's why I do what I do.
Okay, you made me cry.
Oh,
First of all, wow. Wow. So many people say, I don't have the money, and you jumped in and you tried the product and you felt better, and then you click join, and no, we don't all get 500 PV in 2 hours, by the way. If you're watching, not really the way it works normally.
I got lucky, I know.
I think it's more like blessed. And I love something you said. I love that if your quit level is higher than 0, you need to redefine your why. You need to redefine your why. That is so good. Like, y'all need to post that, like, in your team groups. Go do it right now. I mean, like, that is so good. If it is there, if it's there, you need to redefine your why. And you made me cry when you said saying yes to your kids, because I can relate. Just saying no to soccer and saying no to things. I can relate when they want to play soccer and when they want to be in dance, and you're like, you have to say no. And so I can relate. So thank you so much for sharing. And please come hug me. Please.
I will.
And you'll be on another call. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Really.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And let's move on now to somebody who won't make me cry, who's not going to make me cry. You can go next. I'm just kidding. Let's go to Erin. Erin, you can be next. Can you unmute you?
I did. I'm unmuted. Hi, I'm Erin Sapoznik. I'm a Silver Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. Thanks for having me. So my why started about me and my health. A little background information, and my why did evolve over time, but a little background. In 2010, I had my overactive thyroid removed because no amount of medication could get it under control. So I was put on replacement meds that I'll take for the rest of my life, and getting those to a stable place was a struggle. Fast forward to February 2015, I was at a fairly low point with my health. My brain was completely foggy. I had no energy. I was cranky all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I was eating everything that wasn't nailed down. My hair was falling out in clumps, and I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. So I went to my doctor figuring he would adjust my meds like he had many times before. He ran a few tests, and he told me that everything came back normal. So his suggestion to me was to exercise more, and maybe the nice weather coming in the spring would change my mood, because my moods were all over the place. So I left there feeling like I got hit by a bus, and I went home and I cried. And I cried a lot because I felt like I needed to come to terms with the fact that I was going to be miserable for the rest of my life, and my kids were going to have a miserable mom who had no energy. And that night I went to bed and I prayed. I prayed for an answer for my health. I also prayed for a financial answer, because my husband and I were discussing me going back to work full time. I was at home with my 3 children, and I didn't want that to change, but we needed to do something. So, after being at my own pity party for a few days, I decided to go check out my sister-in-law Kelly's Plexus customer group that I had been ignoring for 9 months. And lo and behold, there were stories there just like mine, and people that were getting their lives back and had energy and felt really great. So I said to my husband, listen, we have to call Kelly. So we did, and we told her we were ready to jump into the business and try the products, and we did, and the change was measurable within days. Little did we know what was on the horizon for our family. The following month, our oldest daughter became very ill. She had uncontrollable high fevers. She had a rash that was spreading all over her body. She was bedridden. This was a kid that was on the soccer field 3 to 4 days a week. She never stopped. And we were dressing her, we were bathing her, we were feeding her, and she was no longer going to school. For weeks, the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. She ended up being admitted to the hospital. So when I tell you that I was existing on Plexus, it's not a lie. I was drinking my pink drink and not eating much, not eating well when I was. And so I was literally existing on Plexus. And when someone would come visit my daughter in the hospital, I would take that time and run home to shower and see my 2 other children. So when I was at the hospital, anybody that spent overnight in a hospital knows that it's, you don't get much rest. And so I had my phone with me and I was on Facebook and I found my Facebook family and my Plexus family on Facebook. And I was new to this, and there were ambassadors I had never met before that were praying for my daughter, and they were sending me messages, and they were checking in on me, and they were distracting me with funny things, and that support had me hooked immediately. So, I was working my business there too, which distracted me and kept me, focused. I had clarity. I could speak with the doctors. The end of that week, my daughter was discharged. No change in her condition. She was still declining. It was Mother's Day weekend, so we went home to celebrate Mother's Day because we didn't know what the future was going to bring for her. The following day, my husband and I made the difficult decision to take her to a children's hospital an hour away. And within 24 hours, she was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder that she'll have for the rest of her life. And so we were shocked. We were floored. And so my sister-in-law, Kelly, who is my sponsor, said, what can I do? I'm 300 miles away, and what can I do to help? And I said, I need you to go on Facebook or on any of the websites that you go on, and I need you to find somebody that has experienced the same thing. And I need you to tell me what I need to do next. And she came to me with a story of a young woman who suffers from what my daughter suffers from. And she suffered from the time she was a child and finally found relief in her 20s after finding Plexus. And so Kelly also sent me articles about gut health and inflammation and how that ties into our situation. And so when the doctors came to discuss treatment, I was prepared. And so together we came up with a treatment plan that included prescription meds and a natural approach, thanks to Plexus. And so what I can say now is that my daughter has progressed beautifully. She's back to school. She's back on the soccer field. And as of 2 days after Christmas, she's no longer taking any of her prescription meds. So Plexus has been a blessing for my family health-wise. In addition to that, I now have a business that I can stay home and take her to her doctor appointments. I can be with my other children, and we have hope. So 2016 is looking way better than 2015 was. And my why is about all of the people that I've met along the way and all of the things they've inspired me to do in the future. And I don't know what I would do without that.
I said the next person was not supposed to make me cry.
Sorry, I should have warned you.
No, for real. Wow, you joined for you, and I think a lot of us, we joined for us. And you said you were miserable, and I love that you found community, that you found that support within the Plexus community, because we can all, every single one of us, I mean, we were sharing our whys, but if I went through every single one of us, we don't have time, but if I did, and we talked about the community and the people in Plexus and the friendships, I mean, people that are talking tonight, the friendships that I've made and that I have now, wow, that alone. And then you didn't even know you needed it for her. You didn't even know that was coming. And then, but God had already had it in your life right then and there. And wow, you made me, wow. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And please, again, come hug me at convention. Please, please, please.
Oh, I will.
So much. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Rachel, you are not next. I need a break. She's laughing. Let's do Tara. My buddy Tara. I love her accent. She could talk all night. Tara, you're next. Can you unmute yourself? Tara Malone.
I'm unmuted.
Woohoo!
No, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm unmuted. Okay, you can hear me.
Now I can't hear you.
Now?
Now, yes.
Okay, start again.
Yes.
Try again. I'm Tara Malone. I'm a Ruby ambassador, Plexus. I started in July 2014, so I've been an ambassador for about a year and a half. My year and a half anniversary will be on the 28th. I started as a customer, a retail customer, let me tell you. I started because I felt miserable. I was trying, I had a miserable school year. I'm a teacher and I had a difficult class, and every day I would come home and I would make some poor choices and drink things I probably shouldn't, just to kind of like calm myself down, and eating terrible things. And by the time the summer came, I said, well, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm going to just eat healthy and I'm going to lose weight, and just, it wasn't coming off, and I was getting frustrated. And my younger sister found some wacky diet where she was putting like little drops on her mouth and weighing strawberries and counting. I'm like, that's not me. Like, it's my summer. I want to see my friends. I want to be able to live my life, but I want to be able to lose weight in a healthy way. So my sponsor, Lori, I met through teaching, and I started looking at her posts, and I like spent time on her website. I loved her motivational posts in her customer group and just the information that she was sharing. So I spent a lot of time researching and reading testimonies, and I said, all right, I'll try. And I started as a retail customer because I know me. I'm like, if I forget, and then I have an order shipment, and I wasn't really believing at that point that this could really work, that these testimonies were really true. So when the products came, by like the third day, I was like telling my husband, I'm like, you need to drink this because this is amazing. I already feel better. Like, I feel really good. And then I started telling my mom, but you need to take this. And I'm telling everybody, like, I felt like amazing. And my mom's like, well, why don't you, sell Plexus? And I'm like, nah, that's right. No. I'm like, I'll just tell everybody to go to Lori. I'm like, I love it. I'll tell people I love it, but I'm not a salesperson. I'm like, I just wanted to lose weight, and this is great. So it took me about like 2 weeks, and my mom's like, Tara, even if like I buy and Patrick buys, like, just we'll buy from you. So I did it. I had absolutely zero clue what I was doing. I didn't even really know that this was a multi-level marketing thing. I just felt like, okay, I love it. I'll go on Facebook like my friend Lori did. I'll tell people about it, and people will get it or they don't. And I had great success right off the bat, because what happened was I was journaling, and someone said that, I don't know if I remember it was Andrea, but every week I'd go on there. It was almost like holding myself accountable. So I would post, okay, this week, how many inches do you think I'm going to lose? Or how much weight do you think I'm going to lose? And it was like motivating me and showing what the products were doing. So my why started off with my shorts literally couldn't fit me. They just wouldn't fit my rear end in the beginning of the summer. So I wanted them to fit, and I wanted to lose 10 pounds before I went back to school and feel comfortable in my own skin. So it started off selfishly. I lost all the weight I ever needed, and then I started feeling amazing. I've always suffered from anxiety. I've always suffered from depression. And then when I added the triplex, my second month in, I started realizing, oh my God, my brain's not racing anymore. And when I lay down to go to sleep, I go to sleep. Like, this is incredible. Like, people, I go, oh my God, is this what like people feel like normally? Like, they just can have their brain not racing at a million miles an hour. And then when I went back to school, my prep time is 40 minutes. And I'm usually like, I got to do this, I got to do that. And I'm running around. And I said, okay, now I'm going to focus and I'm going to do this. And I did it. And I just became more efficient and a more effective person because I could concentrate and I was focused. So 6 months into the journey, I was like, you know what? I want to make this a business. I didn't even know what the comp plan was till January. I started in July. Like, I was just very naive, extremely naive on what Plexus could really do for me. Business-wise, I knew the products, I love them. So by January, I said, all right, well, this is something that I now want to pursue. I want to make this a business, and I want to start sharing. I want to build a team. I put my claim down. I said, we got lots of jewels in New York, and I said, and that's fine, but I want to be the first time in on Long Island. Like, that's my claim. Like, that's what I'm going to go for. That was my why in the beginning of January 2015. And then, like, just the financial, I'm listening to the financial things. I know what it's like to go to a grocery store and have your card declined and be mortified because my husband was out of work for 5 years, and we have racked up more debt than I ever wanted to. And it wasn't debt on my credit card because, you know, my kids needed something, like, or shoes. It was like groceries, like essential stuff was on my credit card. So I still have, I don't know if it's like post-traumatic, but even knowing that I have money in the bank, I'll go to Target and pray to God that I'm not going to like have it ring up and be mortified. So the fact that I'm now have no credit card debt is, I have no words for that, because I never thought that would happen at any time, at any time in the near future. So that is a why for me, because if I could do this, anybody else can. You don't need to be living paycheck to paycheck. You don't need to go up to the cashier and pray, oh my God, did I order one extra thing? Is it going to go through? But my why that drives me, besides helping people not feel like that because it's miserable, are my children. And I know family is very strong. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mommy. That's something that I always dreamed of. In my past life, I was going to be a Broadway actress, and I went to, you know, school in the city, and I wanted all those big dreams. And I realized this semester, and like, even if I made it big, that's not what I want. I want to be home with my children. I want to have a yard. I want to be able to play with my kids. And if my dream of becoming an actress comes true, I'm going to be in the city. I'm going to be on the stage. And I kind of took a step back from that. And I said, what's the best job I could be? And that would be a teacher. I love helping people. I love inspiring people. But at this point, my kids get the best of me 2 months out of the year, because all year long, I'm exhausted and I'm helping other people and I'm at work and I come home and it's homework and this and that. I don't want that anymore. I want to be the one that puts them on the bus. I want to be the one that's home if they're sick. I want to be the one that can be a class mom. I want to be the one that can go on the field trips with them. I want to be a mommy. So when you say zero, like, that's my zero. Like, I'm doing this because my son's going to middle school next year, and it would be my dream for me to be able to put him on the bus and be home for him with all the transitions. And my girls will still be in elementary school, so I will be able to be that mommy that is home. So that's my why, girl. That's it.
Y'all weren't supposed to make me do it anymore.
But it's true.
Yeah, and you know what? When you were saying about the credit card, I mean, I could see so many of our heads shaking. I just, every time I go to get gas, and I have money,
Yes.
I'll look in my app and I'll be like, do we have money? Do we have money? Can I get gas? Can I get gas?
Yes.
Gas in my car. My tank is on empty. Is my car going to be declined? And so that I get it. I get it. That's definitely something that. Wow. And I said this to you last time, I think you were on my call, but your dreams are going to come true sooner than you think. And you can already know that because Senior Ruby, right? What?
I'm a sneeze away, girl. I'm a sneeze away. I'm still
you're going to be there, and I'm excited for you. And I can't wait until that day that you are. You're going to be on my call, whatever. It needs to be a Tuesday, whatever day you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm selfish. It needs to be a Tuesday because you're going to be on my call that night. And we're going to all celebrate with you because I'm so excited, and I can't wait for that day to see you. I know that we have that too, and she's going to reach her why. And thank you for being on. I really, really thank you. Love you. And I know you'll hug me because I'll chase you down.
Big hugs and kisses, girl.
All right, Stephanie, you're next. She's been sitting in her car.
Hey, can you hear me?
Y'all, should we sing happy birthday? No, y'all don't want to hear me sing.
No, we don't want to. Yes, I'm sitting in my car. Well, hey guys, I'm Stephanie Manus. I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. And like everyone else, my why has changed so many times. When I first started this, I only wanted to start the products just to lose some weight. It was all about me. It was not about anything else, but I did want to make enough money to cover my product. I couldn't afford it otherwise. And when I bought that welcome kit, I made my sister promise me that if I didn't sell my welcome kit and make my money back, that she would give me the money so that I could pay my insurance. So I definitely needed the money, but I didn't want a business. I didn't want anything to do with MLMs or network marketing or selling. I'm a hairdresser by trade. I'd been a hairdresser at that time 20 years when I started. Um, I've been with Plexus now 3 years. So when I figured out, and that was from talking to Allison, Stacy put me in contact with Allison Bro, which is our diamond upline from me, and she was an emerald at the time, making $13,000 a month. Then I really thought, okay, I can make some serious money, and I don't have to struggle at the grocery store to buy groceries. Like Tara said, I don't have to struggle at the gas station that I can pay, or I don't have to tell my kids that they can't do something. My son was fixing to graduate and then found out that his girlfriend was pregnant in the senior year. So money was fixing to get really tight and really fast. So I needed to start building a business and doing it quickly. That became my why. It changed quickly from me to my family, what I could do for my family. Getting to Emerald, oh my gosh, that was a roller coaster. And many of y'all know Lisa McKeever ran that gamut when she signed Jana, and Jana signed Candy, and Candy signed Amy, and we all just ran to the top to Emerald at the same time. Jana, Lisa, myself, and my sister Stacy all went Emerald in November of 2013. And that was pretty amazing to do that. That first check was more than I was making in a year cutting hair 3 days a week in one check. I was floored. So it completely changed our life. And then financial, that was my why then, was to make others have the ability to do the same thing, to reach that, whatever it was. I just wanted to make a couple $100 or a couple $1,000. I never imagined that I could make a 5-figure income a month, much less a year. So that was pretty amazing. To be able to financially pay for my cousin's passing, take that burden off of their family, and Stacy and I completely paid that in full for our family. That was a huge blessing that we were able to do. And then Stacy and I every year make sure to give back to a deserving family at Christmas, and I've been able to do that every year, and to see that light in their eyes and the thank yous. And it's not for me, it's the blessings that I'm able to give to others. So that is my huge why. And then one more is the relationships. I moved here to Tennessee knowing absolutely no one but my husband. I've been here for 16 years and I live in a very small community, but I didn't have close-knit friends, and I do now have close-knit friends, thanks to Plexus. I've got some amazing friends and family. Lisa's on here. That girl right there, she is my rock. I don't do much of anything Plexus-wise that I don't run it by Lisa. So best friends, the financial support, and that anybody can do this, and that God has given us such a platform to be able to go out and share that with others and see them go through it. That's my why.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I kind of saved the higher ranks for the end because that's where we want to be, right? Tara wants to be home, and I love it. Your why is because you want to help others reach their why. And I mean,
That's right.
You said that, and that is just, we want to get there too, but right now we got to get our why, and then we want to help others. But along the way, we want to help others reach their why too, because somebody might need $100 a month.
That's right.
$500 a month, for groceries. That may be their first why, because our why evolves and our changes. But
Sonia Dudley said something to me at a meeting one time. It wasn't to me, it was to the whole meeting. But she said her why was for everyone in that room to be able to go to Walmart, no matter what time of the month it was, and buy whatever it is they need and not worry about it. And that, I think I was maybe gold or senior gold when I heard her say that, and I was like, that's it, that feeling of freedom.
I love it. And you said something too when you were we have some others, and we're going to go over an hour, y'all. Sorry tonight. It is but you said something about how you weren't going to need some money coming in. You were about to be in a financial dire situation. Imagine if we all kind of acted like that. If we all built our business like, we lost our job tomorrow, we have no income, let's build this business. And what we're doing in building this business is bringing hope to others and helping others. And
That's right.
it lit a fire under me, like, why aren't we working it like that? Why aren't we working it really hard so that we can have that freedom tomorrow instead of waiting, you know? So anyways, thank you so much, Steph.
You're welcome.
For sharing. And I'm so glad I've already got to hug your neck, but hug me again, okay?
Absolutely.
We'll see you in Vegas. All right, Rachel,
Yes.
I'm letting you go. That means, Lisa, you're last. I love you. Mwah. Rachel, you're next.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? Oh my goodness, I'm already crying over here and I haven't even started yet. So my name is Rachel Hart. I'm a Gold Ambassador with Plexus and I love what I do. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, my why, I think it was it Erin who said hope? That this brought her hope. This brought me hope, and I needed it. And so I've been with Plexus for 2 years, and I had never heard of it. I did, like other people, you know, usually they see people posting and they see their friends and what they're doing, talking about the pink drink. I had never heard about it, so I didn't know that I needed it or wanted it. But I was having such a hard time. I was about to reach 200 pounds on the scale. I was really close to that. I was depressed. I had high anxiety. My husband that year had a heart attack. And at 30 years old, had a heart attack. That is, talk about getting that phone call when you think you're about to lose your husband was really hard. And I thought my life was over. My husband was in a wheelchair. I was taking care of him, and we were living on Social Security disability at the time. And so basically, I was getting really creative with ramen noodles. I can make a cookbook on ramen noodle soup of all the ways to feed your kids when you're having rough times. But my friend came over, and she said, I've got this pink drink that my friend Jana Garcia has been talking about, and I'm on my 11th day, and I feel really good, and maybe you'd like to try it. And that day I was particularly feeling extremely large. I was unhappy. My kids were playing in the backyard and I just couldn't get off the couch to play with them. And I was broken that day when she came over. But she was a little scared to share with me, but I'm so glad she had such bravery to come and talk to me. So she told me about it, and I said, okay, well, how much does this stuff cost? I might buy some. And when she told me the price, I thought, are you, like, I'm on disability payments over here. I don't think I can do that. And she says, Rachel, you don't understand. She said, I prayed the moment my box came in, my welcome pack came in, who is the first person I was supposed to talk to? And my husband came to me at the same time, and we both decided you were the person we were supposed to come talk to. And so she did. And what was amazing about that, when I knew that was God, because the night before, I told God something had to change. Something had to change, and I didn't know what it looked like. It was called Plexus. So I took the product. I tried a 3-day sample. On the 3rd day, I actually felt really good. And I lost 3 pounds. And so I called her and I said, well, I want to buy more, but I can't afford it. And so she suggested, how about if I make a post and I just let my friends know on Facebook, hey, I want to try this. I lost 3 pounds in 3 days. I feel really good, and maybe I can make some money at this for my family. And so 11 people in about 30 minutes, 11 people were ready to buy from me. I had sold everything in my welcome pack before I ever signed up. And so that's not normal either, by the way. That was God helping me out. I knew I was supposed to do this. And so after that, I started working my business, and silver came. I was so excited when that bonus came. And then gold came. I became a gold ambassador within that year, that first year. And I have 45 people on my team now. And during that time, I lost 54 pounds. I am playing with my kids every day. I have so much energy. People tell me all the time that I look 10 years younger, and I believe. I'm sorry, I didn't grab my tissues, but I will tell you one thing, that I had a hard time putting groceries on the table, but with Plexus's help, I took my babies to Disney World, going from ramen noodles to Disney World, and then the car that we couldn't even afford to fix that was broken, our one car, I took it to the dealership and traded it in for a brand new vehicle. I mean, talk about what can happen in a year. So my why is for my kids and my husband, because I don't ever want my car to be declined. Never again, because that happened way too many times. And I am so excited. I told my husband this morning, I feel like we have this incredible story that's yet to be told. And one day I'm going to stand on stage and tell everybody about what God did for me through Plexus. So I'm so excited to be here. And let me tell you something. The people on your Facebook wall don't know that they need this or that they want it. You have to show them. You have to be that person that's brave and goes to their house and says, I think you need this. So, okay, I'm done.
Oh, I just don't know if I can talk. Wow. I told y'all Rachel makes me a blubbering mess. I love you, and you are amazing, and she's right. So many times we'll hear God tell us to do something and we don't listen. But what if that person wouldn't have listened? What if that person wouldn't have knocked on your door, or would have just posted on Facebook and go, oh, Rachel will see it? You know, we've got to be bold, and we've got to really share this because of the hope. And I mean, listen to her. I mean, her kids got to go to Disney. I mean, that just amazing, just amazing. Thank you so much for sharing and making me a hot mess. I saved you for last for a reason. Thank you. I love you, and I'll see you soon. And I'll stop crying eventually. Okay, Lisa, it's your turn. We saved Lisa McKeever for last.
Hey everybody, I'm Lisa McKeever. I'm a sapphire, and oh my goodness, all these stories are very emotional, aren't they? And I have to say that every single one of you who shared had something from my story, my why. And I mean, it's just, I'm shaking my head right now thinking, how is it possible that every single one of us has something in common? And just a little bit to share. I'm the oldest one here on the panel. I'll be 50 this summer. So I found Plexus in February of 2013, and I was with another company, and I was looking at other products. I was calling around. I was searching Facebook. I was searching groups, looking for another company because I didn't feel that my last company still had what I was looking for in a company. I knew something was missing, but I wasn't quite sure what I was looking for, but I knew if I saw it, I would know. And I, like Rachel, I believe that everything that has happened in my life, God has put in my path to lead me to Plexus so that I would have this amazing story to share and that I could relate to so many different people. A little bit about me. I got married at 19, the day after I graduated high school. I was the pregnant senior. I had 3 kids by the time I was 26. I was married for 20 years, but at the age of 30, I was diagnosed with a very serious illness and had 3 babies at home. And then 9 years later, my husband of 20 years walked out the door. And talk about being broken and on your knees praying and not knowing what was going to happen. He was the provider. I didn't have a college degree. I had 3 kids. I had my daughter who was getting ready to graduate that year from high school, going off to college. So not only was my husband of 20 years not there, but my first baby was leaving the house. I mean, I was losing 2 of them at one time, and that's scary. And
having major health issues. I spent 9 years in and out of hospitals. I was to major university hospitals, UPenn, Stony Brook, tons of medications, and I took control of my health, but got my divorce, and then I was put on medication that led me to gain 50 pounds. Like Rachel, I was close to hitting 200 pounds at one time. And my previous company is where I lost my weight. And so I was very grateful for that company, because obviously I had lost my weight and I was getting healthy, and I found that I had a passion for helping other people lose weight and to get healthy. And because I had my health issues, and even before my last company, I had already learned about gut health and already learned about alternatives. So, prior to both companies, I was already off my heavy duty medication. So, I'm not claiming that, the supplements did anything. That was prior to previous company and this company. But what I was looking for in a new company was a product to help people get healthy, lose weight, because I had both those issues. But I also had the financial issues. When I joined Plexus, I worked full time. My husband worked I got remarried. My husband worked full time. I had my other business. I had child support coming in. He was an illustrator. He was working part time. We had 5 sources of income, and we could not make ends meet. 5 sources of income. And I was robbing Peter to pay Paul every month. I had every credit card maxed out. I was told, a couple years before joining Plexus, I went to credit counseling. I was told there was nothing they could do. They advised us to do bankruptcy. I went to see a bankruptcy attorney. They advised me to do bankruptcy, and I refused. I just knew that I could not do a bankruptcy, that I just couldn't do it. Somehow, I kept the house. I kept things current, so I didn't ruin my credit to that much. I mean, my credit score went down a little bit, but somehow we kept making it. Yes, it was going on credit cards. And like Kara, it wasn't because I was buying designer bags or taking my kids on vacation or whatever. I mean, it was emergencies. It was cars. It was groceries. It was medical. It was whatever. I mean, it wasn't because we were having fun and being, just not paying attention to our finances. So when I was looking, what is funny is I saw Crystal, who I signed up under, had posted about Plexus. And like I said, I was looking for other companies, and I had samples here, and it just hit me that day. Seriously, her post was bling, 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 you got to find out about this product. And I told Chris, I'm get me on the phone with your upline, because she was new. And again, I was in network marketing, so I had all those questions. I wanted the comp plan. I wanted everything. Poor Stephanie, she didn't know what was hitting her when she got on the call with me. I decided that day that, okay, this is the company for me. I'm signing up. I didn't even try the products. Y'all, I mean, I had samples from so many other companies sitting here testing them, hated them all. But yet something told me Plexus was the one that I had to join. I mean, it was, like I said, this force that had me sign up. And I can't even name all the blessings that I've gotten from Plexus. Fast forward, I hit Sapphire within 12 months. Like Stephanie said, the 4 of us hit Emerald the same month. 3 of us hit the same night, and then 1 of us hit a couple of days later. But we all went Emerald in November of 2013, and then I went Sapphire that February. But I have to say that not only the financial freedom, but like Stephanie said, the friendships. I mean, God provided me Stephanie and Stacy's. They are literally like my sisters. And little did I know when I joined in February 2013 that I would lose my mom in July of 2013. And 14 days later, my dad died too. And they were both very unexpected. In fact, my parents were divorced, and I had called my dad to tell him about my mom. And 3 days later, I got a call from my uncle saying that the sheriffs had found my dad, that he had also passed and it was the day after my birthday. So it was a very emotional time to lose, both parents within 14 days. And my stepfather has been very ill. He was the ill one. So for me to lose my mom and my dad when it was my stepfather who was the ill one was just too shocking. I mean, and again, I thank God for my Plexus family because they got me through that time. And Plexus was put in my path because then I was able to take care of my dad, my stepfather, because we had to get him a live-in nurse. So I had to be there for him. I mean, he was in the wheelchair and my mom was gone. She was his provider and caregiver. So I was running him to doctor's appointments. So everything happened for a reason. And now I'm glad to say that all credit card debt is gone. I have money in my savings account. I actually added it up today and divided by what we were making before I joined Plexus, like what my monthly income was. And I'm happy to say that like my savings account, if I divided by what our monthly was, I have 14 months of income in my savings account right now, which is huge. I mean, like when I actually did the math today, I was like, how is that possible when, 3 years ago, we had no savings. I mean, like zero in savings. We had credit cards maxed out. I had student loans on 3 kids because, again, when I went through the divorce, the attorneys decided that we each had to pay a third of the kids' college. So I had 3 college-age kids. So I had all these, so I'm paying off student loans that aren't even for me. Like I'm paying for college, when everybody says, oh, I have student loans. It's not for me. It's for my kids. So, they'll be gone by next summer. All 3 student loans will be gone. And I'll be able to put money into a retirement because when you're 47, when I joined, 46, 47, having no savings, having massive debt, no retirement, that is scary. And especially when everywhere you read, there's no Social Security, there's not going to be anything. My husband was working for a job that was breaking us financially because he had to use his own car and everything. And knowing that he didn't even have a pension. So he'd be working forever and not even have a pension was ridiculous. So now we're down to 1 income. Plexus is the only income coming into our family. I retired him from his job. And like I said, it's just been such a blessing. And I look forward to 2016 and turning 50 because 50 is going to rock.
I love it. It is going to rock. And wow, I love hearing where people came from. I love hearing where they came from. And we have, like I said, to Stephanie, we have our whys and we're trying to get there, but you're there. So you, and Janet and Steph, y'all are our whys, kind of our whys, you kind of encompass where we want to be and where we want.
My why is seeing all of you guys get there now. I want every single person on this call, every person on this panel to be to the end. And like you said, there's zero leaving.
And we will be. Right, ladies?
Yeah.
Right? Rachel, right? Okay. We will be for sure. And I thank you so much for saying yes to me and for being on my call tonight, Lisa. And like I said, I'll hug you guys in Vegas. I am going to stop the recording. And happy Tuesday, y'all. Thank y'all for being on the call. But if you will stay after, if any of the panel can stay on a little bit, we're going to have a little bit of after call fun stuff. So stay on. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to stop the recording. Happy Tuesday.